Rob Zombie, how are you?
I'm good.
Shari Moon, how are you?
I'm good. That's the first question.
Oh my God! I wanted to know. Before you leave, because I know you have to go, when I walked into this room, what did you ask me?
If you knew what Gangnam Style was.
Yes, in fact, at Kiss 92.5, we're the only radio station playing it all the time. It's the most amazing song of all time.
Gangnam Style! Dun, dun. I love it.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. You may now go.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
This movie was awesome, but tell me if this is a compliment to you or not. When I watched the movie, then I left, I didn't know what to say, but now I want to watch it again. Because when I was watching, I'm like, all I kept thinking is, how fucked up is Rob Zombie in his head?
Yeah. No, that's a compliment.
Excellent.
I mean, that's really what... It's, obviously, I make the type of movies that I like. I mean, what other type of movies would I make? And I am always attracted to those type of movies. Where there's been movies that I've watched over and over and over, and still I'll go, I don't even know if I like this movie. But I'm going to watch it again just because I'm not sure. But whereas sometimes I'll really enjoy a movie and go, I never need to see that again.
Yeah. At what point do you say to yourself, we need to redo this scene and have those zombies holding neon dildos?
A lot of that stuff would really come to me at certain times, and I'm not kidding. I would wake up really, like, that morning, say that we're going to shoot that scene. It'd be like 4 a.m. and I'd be wide awake, and I would text the production designer and go, I know this is going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm not. I need 3 large red dildos by the time we get to set. And at first couple times I did stuff like that, they would think I was kidding, but by the end I've always done that. Even on my last movie, Halloween, I remember driving to set and texting from the car like, I need a gigantic white horse by the time I get there. Because for me, the script is the script and it's great, but it starts evolving into something else more organic, and I'll just see the next thing that I need, and I go, I'm going to need a stuffed goat, and I'm going to need it now.
But do you, like, when you're at home and you're watching a show or you're having dinner at home, is your mind always going with ideas?
Pretty much, yeah. It makes it really hard to enjoy things. I think that's
because you're probably looking at me right now trying to tell me, you're probably thinking how I could do the headcam and just...
No, you're going to see my next movie, there'll be a guy with a headcam, you go, that headcam.
Yes.
No, but no, that's why sometimes I like things that have nothing... There's very few things that I do that don't involve what I do.
Yeah.
In the sense, that's why... And now I'm about to ruin that, but that's why I enjoy going to hockey games, because I don't play hockey anymore, and I'm not... And it's the only thing I can shut off and just watch it, because most things I'm always thinking, how does this apply to me? What can I do? What can I do?
But you're normal. Like, there's like, you don't do drugs, you don't drink, like, you're completely normal. Because when I watch that, I'm like, he must have been stoned out of his mind when he came up with this.
Well, the thing is, I don't think I'm normal at all, and I never have been. That's the thing, when people tell me, oh, I did a lot of drugs, and I go, anybody can take a lot of drugs and come up with weird shit.
Yeah.
It's the fact that your brain works weird all the time. And most of the people that I know that are really creative and really weird don't do that.
Yeah.
Most of the most boring people I know are the ones that are always drunk or high. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Great, you're the life of the party telling me the same old boring joke again.
How hard was it?
Like Frank Zappa was a big no-drug guy, and Frank Zappa was fucking weird.
But you loved
Brilliant.
him.
I love Frank Zappa.
Because he wasn't boring. And
I always loved Frank Zappa, and the best compliment I ever got in my entire life was from Alice Cooper, who said to me, he goes, you know who, because, Frank Zappa signed Alice Cooper to his first record deal, and he goes, you know who you remind me of? You're exactly like how Frank was.
Wow.
And I was like, that's the best thing anyone's ever said to me.
How hard was it to convince your wife to be naked?
Oh, she hates doing stuff like that.
Because I'm thinking, well, you know...
She'll go through phases where, like, she'll do whatever is needed for the movie, I guess, and she'll be gun-ho about it, and then she'll be like, I don't want to do this, and she'll be gun-ho about it, and then she'll... But, So. You
need to tell her, because she had to leave. You need to tell her I loved her in this movie.
Yeah.
Will you you got to tell her. Because she honestly was spectacular.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I'm completely afraid of boobs. Like, I'm legit scared of boobs. So watching...
It's not in this movie.
No, not at all. So watching this, not only was I just scared and just concerned for you, I loved it, but I think the thing I was most afraid of was the boobs.
Yeah, there's a lot of boobs of all different shapes.
Why
and
is
sizes.
nudity important to you in this movie?
Well, because I like nudity when it's not supposed to be sexy and it's just stark and weird and in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And with the witches, you know, I think they almost become their own bizarre special effect because there's something weird about, it's not weird, but it sounds insulting, but, you know, to have like 7 women that are all anywhere from, the youngest one was probably 60 years old.
Yeah.
And they're all naked doing this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And you just don't see it. You know, the last time I remember seeing something like that was in Polanski's Macbeth.
Yeah.
Or something. And it's that starkness where, like, you're not trying to make it sexy. You know, that wasn't the point. And
No, not at all.
I don't know, I find it, I hate when movies just won't go there. I don't know.
Can you make a movie that isn't weird or horror or thriller? Is it possible for you to do a movie that is just a drama?
Probably, because I like, for me sometimes, even though the underlying, what's going on in the scene, there might be sinister overtones, I do like shooting scenes, say with the 3 women and Bruce Davidson when they're having tea before they kill him. Until they kill him, it's sort of just a scene of sitting around a table talking. I like stuff like that. You know, I like just dramatic scenes with actors. And those are my favorite type of movies anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
So, sure.
Well, I have to tell you, I mean, I'm in radio, and after watching, you know, this movie, I was walking back to the radio station to get my car, and no word of a lie, across the street, a baby cried. And then, you know, I'm looking around going, what the hell's going on? And then I heard people murmuring over to the right of me. I was legit freaked out walking back to the radio station, because the radio part of this is really not the main focus of the movie, but because I'm in radio, it really freaked me out.
I mean, the radio station part is, I just wanted the characters to have an interesting backstory, interesting job, you know, and I know enough DJs, I've spent many years going to many radio stations all around the world, and it's, you know, it's an interesting place. And I just thought, they could have worked in a bookstore, they could have worked in a gas station. It would have almost been irrelevant. Mm-hmm. I could have made it all work, but so that's why I added that factor into it.
Next time you need a consultant for a radio station, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally your guy.
Yeah, radio stations are funny. We went to and hung out at some. I mean, I had been to them. I didn't need to, but some of the actors hadn't really ever been in radio stations, so I took them down there just so they could see how they function. It was fun.
Yeah, and I harp on the radio station wasn't the main focus. I mean, you're right. It could have been absolutely anything that could have worked at a bookstore or anything like that. Yeah. But I think the cool thing is then it got me to go home and I guess do a little bit of research on, because there's kind of like truth to this. That's the Salem is where all of the witches and stuff are from.
Yeah, I mean the movie has. The movie is of course complete fiction, but it's in a way it's not. I mean, it's based in reality. The starting off point for the movie was, you know, true events.
Yeah.
That took place in Salem. I mean, what happened in Salem was, you know, 20 to 25 people were put to death or died while in prison accused as witches. Hmm. And of course they were innocent people, and a lot of it was just, I mean, you could be accused of a witch, but guy with helmet, he's a witch. Good enough.
Dead.
That was all you needed. You said it. And but then I thought, well, what an interesting thing. Well, what if there were a few real witches that were put to death back then? Mm-hmm. You know, that it wasn't all nonsense, that somebody actually was telling the truth, and that was sort of the jumping off point for the story. You know, and that's why I love shooting in Salem. It's such a bizarre town.
Did you actually film there too?
Yeah, we filmed there, and I mean, it's an entire town built around witch mythology. I mean, there's a shot in the movie. If you didn't know what it was, you probably would notice, but she walks by a statue, and it's literally a statue of Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched on a moon. Yeah. It was in the town square of Salem.
That was just fascinating. I love, I was so afraid to do this interview because I just, you know, I was afraid of you. And now I could sit here and talk to you for hours. You're just fascinating.
Oh, thanks.
It's just amazing. Now, I don't know, do you have kids? Any thought of having children?
No, I don't have any kids, and I don't want to have kids.
Because the reason I ask is, what are you going to do when they see your movies? They're going to think Daddy's weird.
They're never going to think that, so I'm good. I think kids are a big problem, because I know a lot of people that are very interesting. When they have kids, they immediately become boring, because they suddenly go, well, now with kids, that sort of stuff, I don't know if I can do it anymore.
Yeah, see?
And, you know, someone's got to keep the fight alive for a good old-fashioned degenerate material.
And I have to ask you, Rob Zombie, what was the first movie you remember seeing in a movie theater?
The first movie I ever saw in a movie theater was Willy Wonka. I remember clearly because I was just like blown away watching it.
I love that you said that. I've asked absolutely everybody that I'm interviewing these questions, and the more you answer, the more I'm obsessed with you. I just think that you're just a... Because that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, my dad took me and my brother to see Willy Wonka, and I don't even know what I was probably like, what's a movie? Oh my God, it's bigger than a TV. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
And to me, I think I thought it was completely real.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Slugworth was real, Charlie was real. You know, at that, I don't know, it was probably like first grade or something.
Before we wrap up, when people go and see this movie, are you wanting them to love it, or are you wanting them to leave going, wow, that was just fucked up?
I mean, both. I mean, I think at the heart of any movie, well, no, that's not true. I mean, movies can be many things. I mean, they have to be enjoyable to the point that you want to watch them. Because sometimes movies can be, especially in horror movies, can be so unpleasant you don't even really want to sit through them.
Yeah.
But I mean, but they should also make you... I like movies that make you think, like I said, that you want to talk about it and go, wow, what the hell was that ending? What does that mean? What do you think it means? I don't know. I thought it meant this. Because often movies are so exactly what they appear to be that I find myself going to the movies, and by the time we leave the theater, we're not even talking about the movie anymore.
No, you're worried about paying for parking or any
like
of that other
the
stuff.
movie left so little impact that...
And and I left scared and thinking about your movie. So
whereas
you
a certain
accomplished
movie,
it.
whether it be Eraserhead or 2001, 20 years later, even Willy Wonka, you're still talking about it. You're still thinking about it. Whereas now...
And all I've been doing is talking about your movie, so mission accomplished.
Yeah, and that's the best thing. I mean, I don't even care if people go, I don't even know if I like the movie, but I can't stop thinking about it.
I want to see it again. Like, I need to see it again.
That was the few people that have seen it, that was the first thing they said to me. They go, there was so much going on, every second I got to see it again because I don't feel that I didn't get it. And I tried to make it, every time you thought you knew what was going to happen, something else happened.
And I also love, your wife's fashion in it, like her style and everything, she really did make this movie incredible.
No,
and I'm not hitting on her, I'm gay, so it doesn't matter.
Still hitting on her. No, she was great, and I can't wait for people to see it because it's a really quite a journey for her character. And really, that's why I put the shots at the end of the movie where she's playing with the dog, because I feel like by the time you get to the end of the movie, it's been such a long time since you saw that character look happy, you forgot that she ever was.
Yeah.
It's such a long descent into madness.
But I appreciate we'll wrap up on this, I mean, for a guy like me who is legit scared of boobs, this was the perfect kryptonite.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one you have to keep watching to overcome that fear of long, drippy, saggy boobs.
Awesome. Congratulations. Brilliant movie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we talked. I could sit here and talk to you for hours. You're just the best. Thank you so much.
Sure.